Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Hopefully it's a happy Friday for you, or has been a happy Friday for you, or Saturday, depending on when you're watching this. I made my buffalo chicken sandwich from IHOP because that's where we went for date night. I love IHOP. We actually found out that we really actually like IHOP, and IHOP's actually really cheap, but we found out that we actually really like IHOP because we went there. We thought it was gonna be really quick. We went there before our hockey game that we went to, and we actually ended up really liking it. Like, we asked it to go, obviously. We're like, we want this order to go. We don't want to be late to the hockey game. So the guy was really nice about it. He did it to go for the hockey game. And then we ate it on the way there. And let me tell you, I had to chug through the sandwich because we were like so late. We were running late. Oh my gosh, what? I just found out I have mascara on my eyelid. Or on my eyelid. Yeah, my eyelid. Guys, I can't think today. Oh my gosh. Anyways, so I went to my personal trainer yesterday. And oh my gosh, have I been dying all day. But I still went to my pelvic floor physical therapy. Okay, I still went there. So that was great. And I told her when I went in there, I said, I just want to let you know, before we get started, that I am very, very sore. And she's like, no problem. That's fine. Sorry, my nose just started all of a sudden running. She's like, no, that's fine. Like, don't worry about it. Like, we'll just take it slow today. I was like, okay, great. So I went in there and she started making me do a bunch of stuff with my legs. I'm like, that's what's hurting. Because my legs were stinging all day today. And every time so my legs have been stinging all day today. Sorry, I got really cut off by my camera. But have you ever like sat down and then your legs are so sore that they it hurts so good? Does that make sense? But anyways, I was like, oh my gosh, my legs are burning. And my legs like sting a little bit, but they don't like burn. They just like sting. But they hurt so good. Like every time I sit down, I'm like, yeah. Like, so anyways, that happened today. So I did my physical therapy. It was it was whatever. But then I was like thinking about it all day, and I was like moving, Carolyn around, and I was like, oh my gosh, like it was more than just my legs. My arms were sore, my legs are sore, my abs were sore. Like, I went to go pick up Carolyn, and I was like, oh my gosh, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, my arm. Like, but anyways, that happened. I think I already told you guys about the oxygen that we had to put on Carolyn at 2:30 in the morning. My last video. So if you didn't watch that, go watch that. Today we ended up having to change the trach at IHOP. We had to do an emergency trach change. I can't even talk today, you guys. Emergency trach change at IHOP. And then after IHOP, I had a mini episode. So this day has gone from like great to like hectic. I don't want to say bad because it hasn't been a bad day. It's gone from like great to just like hectic as heck. So anyways, sounds like a rap song. Anyways, you guys, I just don't even know. And like, I kind of knew something was wrong with Carolyn to begin with, because I was like, she sounds really junky. Like, that's really weird. Like, really junky. So I suctioned her. And then she was going this thing where she was going. Like, she acts like that when she can't breathe. because her body is slowly shutting down. Her brain is like, okay, you're gonna go to sleep now. Or when she's having a low sugar attack, she'll just slowly start shutting down like I do. And I'm like, okay, like I'm trying to like think of things because I'm like, okay, she's junky. I just suctioned her though. And I felt like this hard stop. And I'm like, baby. And he looked at me and he goes, yeah. And I go, and he's like when I went like that, he's like, oh, she feels something. So he went in there and he's like, oh. And he's like, and he kept getting stuff out. And he's like, oh, it's okay. It's okay. She's fine. She's fine. Like, okay. We ate our, like, we inhaled our food. No, we ate our food and then we were done and we were sitting there and Carolyn keeps going like this and like going like that. And I'm like, and at that point, I'm like, there's something wrong. I look at her vent. It's 0.0 on her BT. I'm like, so is Carolyn a 0.0? And Trent's like, what the heck? So he starts talking to her again. He goes, you need to go get the trach, like, now. So I ran, showed you guys the trach that I put in there. Thank you for reminding me. I need to go to put another trach in there. Another emergency trach change, or trach in there. So thank you for reminding me, you guys. But, so I was like, oh my gosh. So I ran and got the emergency trach in the emergency bag that I showed you guys. And I was like, oh, I know where everything's at because I just did a video about this. But I ran and got it and I knew where everything was at. So I ran and got that and got it done and everything. So I ran back in and I'm like, I'm kind of fumbling because